And so, come a little bit closer. You're lying. You're scamming. And I have proof. We tested it, chain of custody, come at me. This is a mic drop proof. If this was taken to court, and if they were sued, they would lose. They would say, you lied. And so I brought in amateur analyst Marwan, who went to Uzbekistan, and it's way too complicated for me to explain. I'm gonna prove it to you.
Today we're gonna be talking about a popular YouTuber. His name is
Derek, moreplaysmartdates.com.
Coach Greg in today's video, call it out Derek yet again. In case you think that Derek is not a snake oil salesman, that he has integrity, that he would never lie to you. We've tested Gorilla Mind's Turkplex yet again. And so I'm on the website and I noticed it's currently sold out. It's in fact their number 3 seller. And it's not even on the main page. And so what I think is happening is rather than putting one of their best sellers, 3rd place out of all their products, Turkplex, well, let's put it later down the list because there's going to be a lot of haters that know that they're scamming, know that they're lying, that it's not Ajuga Turkistanica. I have proof yet again, the newest batch, newest lot number and so on. And so they don't need to advertise. I do it for him. Coach Greg says Turkesterone works. Oh, it's amazing, Ajuga Turkistanica. And so let's lie and say it's Ajuga Turkistanica, even though it's not. And people are gonna buy it anyway. And why? Well, it's only $49.99. It's a lot cheaper than Coach Greg, who's $79.99. And so I'm looking for a deal. I'm buying Derek's. It's gotta be the same thing. Derek wouldn't lie to us ever, now would he? Now, I know many of you have been lied to, you've been scammed by guys like Derek, Gorilla Mind, and others, of course, and I want you to try the real thing. And so I'm so confident in what we're selling, Turk Builder Max and Turk Platinum, Platinum's even better, that I'm gonna give it to you at 50% off with proof of purchase that you've bought it from somebody else. You've been scammed, you've been lied to, you've been cheated. The accountants have told me no one of any other company they've been working for has ever had repeat buyers as much as us. And so all I need to do is get you in the door and you're gonna be a customer for life. And so are you ready? 50% off, get to it. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. And if you don't want to hear me with the mic drop proof yet again, then you can X out of this video. But those of you who want to know the truth, the real truth, I'm going to prove it to you. And remember, I've already called out Derek and I have proper chain of custody, everything in order because I'm not scared of him. Oh, but Bubba said that you only attack people when they're down. The catabolic twig. You only attack them. Derek is more famous than Coach Greg, makes more money than Coach Greg, and I wonder why. And so break out your products. If you've got this lot number, 2401027. This lot number, this is exactly what we're talking about. I don't know how many bottles there are exactly with this lot number, but this is what you actually have. Sample name, Turkplex. And so this is Derek's certificate of analysis, or shall I say Gorilla Mind, and it says report date 12/23/2024, lot number 2401027, PO number GM Gorilla Mind 0008. And so everything is in order. This is what you're seeing, and it says botanical identification by HTLT, Ajuga Turkistanica. That is the result. It says result Ajuga Turkistanica. ID confirmed, test sample has characteristics of the standard. And so on Derek's labs, it's saying they're not lying. It's Ajuga Turkistanica, that they have proof. And so come a little bit closer. You're lying. You're scamming. And I have proof. This is on your website. Oh, and Coach Greg, why are you calling him out? Just mind your own business. He's literally posting a lie on the website. Every single person that's bought this lot number, you've been lied to multiple times repeatedly.
Oh, Coach Greg is wrong. We have proof. Go look at the lot number, the sample.
We prove it. It's a scam. We tested it, chain of custody, come at me. And so here's the actual results when we sent their products to be tested. You know, before they perhaps, I don't know, forge the documents, change it, pay off the manufacturers, pay off the testers. I don't know what happened, but this was the actual results. Certificate of analysis. And so let me draw your attention to the lot number 2401027. It's the same. There's no possible way for me to alter this. This is third-party testing. I didn't do the testing. Third party, same lot number. And so notice where it says ecdysterone, you see that peak. And what exactly is the amount? The amount says 8.96 milligrams of ecdysterone per capsule. And so that is factual. That is what's inside the bottle. And next, turkesterone. And so the amount is ND. Last I checked, ND is not an amount, it's not a number, and it stands for none detected. Remember Coach Greg used to say that? A zero. And so how much turkesterone is in Turkplex? A zero. And so here's what you need to know. There is no Ajuga turkestanica that exists without turkesterone. If there's no turkesterone in it, by definition, it's not Ajuga turkestanica, which is what they're claiming on the label. And even more concerning than this, I mean, as if it's not bad enough, it claims 10% ecdysteroid content. 10% of 500, it's 50. You cut off a zero. It's very easy. Total phytoecdysteroids, the total in the entire capsule, it's standardized for 10%, okay? Remember, it's only $50. It's a deal. Why would you buy Coach Greg's when you can get Turkplex from Gorilla?
What's up, guys? Derek, moreplacemoredates.com.
The percentage, it's 1.4. That's 14% of what they promise. So you're getting 7 times less than you're supposed to. And so that $50 price tag, it should be divided by 7. And so what you're doing is you're paying 7 times too much for what you're getting. You thought that mine wasn't a good deal because it's $79. Derek's is $49. There's only 8.96 milligrams. It's supposed to be 50.
79!
What's up, guys? Derek, moreplacemoredates.com.
You can hate me all you like. You'd say, oh, you shouldn't be calling him out. But anyone that bought Turkplex, you clearly got scammed. And not by a little bit, by a large amount. Did you get any ecdysteroids in there at all? Yes. A marginal amount. 1.4% when it claimed to have 10. That is a scam. And so if this product were $9.99 a bottle, I'd say, well, I mean, it is what it is. If you take 10 or 20 capsules per day, well, maybe it's going to have an effect. Just go crazy on the doses. I mean, one capsule of mine has more than the entire bottles of theirs, but hey, do with it what you will. Now, Derek, Gorilla Mine, they might say, oh, but there were other minor ecdysteroids present that added up to make it 50. Now, let me now draw your attention to the graph. You see how there's one peak and it says ecdysterone? One peak, you see it. If you look all along the line, there's kind of minor little bumps of nothingness. This is not enough. There's one product in there, ecdysterone. And so remember, this is only 9 milligrams approximately and not 50. And so in order to have 50, you would need 5 peaks of roughly this amount of size in order to explain the discrepancy. There isn't. It's clearly live. This is a mic drop proof. If this was taken to court and if they were sued, they would lose. They would say, you lied. This is not allowed. It's not okay. You can't sell this. You need to change the ingredients. You need to change the label. It's a scam. And so do you see that little swoop that goes like this? The bigger that swoop and the higher it is, the more of this, it goes like this. If it's a small one like that, it's a little bit. If it goes like this, it's a lot. There's only 8.9. To nick it to 50, that line would have to be through the roof or several more of them. Hopefully that makes sense. There isn't that. It doesn't have 50. They lied. And y'all don't care. Oh, Coach Greg, you shouldn't call out Derek. He's such a nice guy. He gives so much science. You know, 4 years ago when he would make those videos, he was so cool back then. Where's he been lately?
What's up, guys? Derek, moreplacemoredates.com.
Have I not called him out? Where is his response?
Hey, scientifically dismantling what Coach Greg said about my Turkplex.
I don't see that video. And do you know why? Because he cannot. He can't scientifically dismantle it. Because there is no dismantling of something that we've already described in detail 100%. There's nothing missing. This proves it. Next, I mean, as if it's not already enough, but we wanted to prove beyond any limitation. If anyone made a comeback video and said, oh, but what about this? And so, again, it's not Ajuga turkistanica. That is what Turkplex promises. They tell you it's Ajuga turkistanica. It's not. That is a scam. How can you, with proper conscience, then say, oh, let's go and buy all his other ingredients. Let's buy all his other products. Do you trust in Gorilla Mind? If they're willing to do this and to try to cover it up, remember, they've been failing this for years. They did not learn their lesson. They did not change anything back in the day when the whole turkesterone scam occurred and everyone got bamboozled, got tricked. Wasn't their fault, but now they know better. And now I'm going to show you a proper HTLT, an actual test, the real test that shows you if it's Ajuga turkistanica. This is what we use. At HTLT Supplements, we don't use bullshit testing. We don't pay off some scammers to pretend it is what it is. Oh, we think it's Ajuga turkistanica. Here's $1,000. Please save. Sometimes they won't even test it. They'll just say, yep. Thanks for the money. Proper testing. And so I brought in amateur analyst Marwan, who went to Uzbekistan, and it's way too complicated for me to explain. So I don't understand HTLT testing, and so Marwan, explain this stuff to the average viewer.
So in lane 4 and 5, that is our product that's being banded in comparison to some reference standards. These reference standards are academically validated by academic institutions. So this HTLT compares Turk Builder to various different standards that need to be present to confirm the identity of the plant. And if you look at the bottom, it explains the academic sources for how these reference standards were validated. It explains where they got them. And the other lanes are aerial parts of Ajuga turkistanica, which they sourced from Chromadex and other companies. So this uses various methods to confirm the identity that this is Ajuga turkistanica.
You say lanes 4 and 5, it's those two things right there?
That's Turk Builder, so it should be on the same level. So
I have no idea. So no one's going to understand what you're saying because I was watching you right next to you and I don't get it. You have to explain it like so that people are 8 years old.
Lane 4, 5, Turk Builder.
What's up, guys? Derek, moreplaysmartaids.com.
I didn't know that. And I'm smarter than 99.9% of the people watching this about Ajuga.
Okay.
And even I don't understand. So it's like, see, this is the problem. Like, it's too sciencey. You guys don't get it, but it's actually legit. This is how hard it is to explain that we have the legit stuff. You need an expert to even read what's going on.
Okay, to simplify it, if I do this test and I look at the bands, everything has a barcode, right? So the barcodes for our product, they have traces of all the other standards that confirm if it's Ajuga turkistanica, a proper reference material of Ajuga turkistanica. What likely happened is certified laboratories, they got their reference material from China, so they compared a Chinese Ajuga to a Chinese Ajuga, and what do you know? They were the same.
So they basically got a copycat plant and said, this is actually Ajuga, and they compared it to the copycat plant and says, yeah, you got it. But what you got is the copycat plant. And so when you compare it to actual Ajuga that you know is Ajuga and they compare it, it's not. They've been outed. And so they do a shitty ass test. They don't do the HTLT test. We do. And then you think I have snake oil and Derek gets to sell it and be the number 3 seller in his business. Do you know how much money he's making from scamming all of you? Do you think he makes more money selling fake Turk than I do selling real Turk?
I'm not good with numbers.
I'm very good with numbers.
Financial aspect.
I know that Gorilla Mind sells like 5x what we sell. They're selling a shit ton of supplements. Trust me, a lot.
The reason you should want to consume the real Ajuga and not the fake Ajuga is because of these minor compounds. They make a difference. You can expect to have a different physiological effect from these minor components than taking, for example, the Chinese extract, which doesn't have these unique compounds in it. That being said, it's not the turkesterone content that we necessarily care about. Otherwise, we would have purified it to an 80%, 90% turkesterone.
Right, and pure Turk isn't what works. It's actually the plant Ajuga turkistanica that has turkesterone in it, and turkesterone is one of the markers that proves it's Ajuga.
Exactly.
No turkesterone, no Ajuga, and so if you just have a plant that says it's Ajuga, And it doesn't have turkesterone. It's not ajuga. It's probably cyanosis. Am I right?
Cyanotis arachnophobia.
Cyanotis. What's the whole thing? Cyanosis arachnophobia.
Yeah.
Sounded like roughly there.
We are using turkesterone for two reasons. We're testing it to make sure that our extraction process is consistent. If we have the same amount of turkesterone per each batch, we know that most likely the other minor compounds are relatively in the same range. Number two, we use it for plant identification. It tells you if you have Ajuga turkestanica. On our website, it says turkesterone, and most people think we're selling it for the turkesterone content, but that is an oversimplification.
Yeah, understandably, it's very confusing, but we are not scamming anyone. We have more than we promised. People said we didn't test all our labs, like every batch we didn't test.
Every single batch. Every batch. I have tested personally. I send it out. We test it for the salidroside, the heavy metals, the ectosterone, the turkesterone. We test it at one batch 2 times. We tested one in Uzbekistan in the Institute of Bioorganics. Very high-tech testing that they do there. And then when it comes to America, we test it again, just
to be sure. Hey, maybe they shipped us the wrong stuff. We need to prove it. Derek just gets away with showing some bullshit tests, claims it's freaking what you want, but it isn't. You've seen it. Had 1.4 out of the 10. It was like less than 20% of what it should have had. $50. Oh, it's a deal.
And I will say, though, these fake extracts do have a physiological effect. We've already seen multiple studies showing that.
High enough doses, it still can work.
Absolutely, but it's the reason that people are buying this product is because they want something they can notice and they can feel. And we believe that our extract is superior. We wouldn't have taken the risk to re-release it after what has happened in 2022 if we didn't personally believe that this was a game changer, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, you all know what happened 3-4 years ago. It wasn't cool. It wasn't.
What's up, guys? Derek, moreplacemoredates.com.
We didn't know what was happening, but we now guarantee exactly what's inside.
This whole supplement industry relies on trust, and the issue with that is that we place our trust in our manufacturers, we place the trust in the labs that tested the products, and in that process, we were burnt by trusting our...
Yeah, we bought the same stuff that Derek bought and Chris Bumstead bought. Everyone bought the same stuff. And be like, oh, they still buy from them. We literally get it from Uzbekistan. Do they not understand this? You were actually there for like a week. Yeah. Oh, they just buy from the same. No, we make it and manufacture all in Uzbekistan.
The first step that went wrong in 2022 was the labs were giving passing results for everything, despite not have actually putting in the methods to do the correct tests, which led us to have the labs that said everything was turkesterone.
Yeah. FDA said it's good. We went with what they said. Now we don't trust anything. Yeah. We do everything impartially twice. Uzbekistan, United States. It's guaranteed it is what it is. And if it doesn't even matter, because if it doesn't work, you just get your money back, $20 gift card. How complicated is it? Derek's product, well, you can buy it. And if you use the whole bottle every other day, maybe you get some benefit. I mean, it's not like there's no ectosteroids in it. Just way less than in ours. You can get it for a deal. It's only $79.99, and it's the actual Ajuga. And so if you had to compare a $50 bottle to an $80, mine should be $200 in comparison. If you use 3 bottles of Derek for $50 each for $150, or one of mine way better. And so this is a deal, only $79.99.
79!
What's up, guys? Derek, moreplacemoredates.com.
Yeah, and I will say you are going to see some videos of us in Uzbekistan. We are trying to grow this in the villages, help the economy there, as well as protect the crop from going endangered from overcollection, and teaching the villagers of how to collect it so we preserve the roots and they come out each year. We're doing a lot of work to increase the supply, and it is not our intention to scam anyone. It's not our intention to sell snake oil. We put our hearts and souls into this.
He says it's not our intention. I could rephrase that by saying we're absolutely not even a small consideration. It's not our intention. It sounds like, well, maybe they might indirectly. That's what Gorilla Mind's doing.
And I will say,
we are not.
My income here is a yearly income. So if we sell more Turk, I don't necessarily make more money. I'm not. You do, but me,
I'm gonna be honest. I make way more money.
I'm the one that is in charge of kind of making sure things are appropriately tested, they're safe, effective, and whatnot. So I don't have a financial incentive to lie, because regardless of what happens, I get paid the same.
Astaghfirullah, you wouldn't lie anyway.
Astaghfirullah.
Did I pronounce it wrong?
Astaghfirullah.
Astaghfirullah. It's not quite on.
Who taught you that?
Who taught me that? We had
Hussein?
Hussein, we had Eric Janicki, we had the whole crew of us.
Yeah.
And
my
yeah.
disclosures, I work for Coach Greg, and I believe in what he says. And of course, you know, there is a financial incentive based on the fact that I do have an income from the company, but that income does not change based on how much Turk we sell. It stays the same, and I can only say that my intentions are not to scam anyone or to pull any weird...
If he found out that I was bullshitting you guys, he wouldn't be working for me.
Absolutely.
He would literally leave the company. He's already done this in the past with somebody else we're not going to name.
Yeah.
I would love to just
Yeah.
name it and say who it was. That would
Yeah.
be even crazier. But anyway, enough of that.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for listening.
All right. If you're interested, code Greg 15% off. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like the video if you liked it. Of course you liked it. Probably didn't get this far, but if you did, you probably liked it. Don't forget to watch one of those two bloops, and if you want to get any of the supplements, the Blue Lobster, harder than last time, the Delta Sleep, there's so many things. If you have an appetite, GLP Max, lower testosterone, G-Test Max, G-Test Platinum, all of it. Website, cookbooks, trading books, coaching plans, all of it. And until next time, I am out.